everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Scandal Panel. My name is AJ.
I'm Ernest.
John.
I'm Steven.
Are you ready to be scandalized?
Ooh.
Okay, all right. For this week's topic, right, we're talking about Drag Race in particular, especially Drag Race Holland Season 2, Episode 2. Well, I guess how many of you actually caught this week's episode?
Well, I called it, yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Well, actually, kind of think about it, right? Lately, Drag Race Holland, the Drag Race, so-called the franchise itself has been featuring a lot of trans contestants. Of course, we have our All-Star 6, we have Kylie Sonic Love, and she's trans. And then obviously previously was season 13 with Gottmik, is a trans female to male. So, but this time around, we also have a very interesting contestant by the name of Vanessa. Obviously, some of you have watched episode 1. And what do you think about transgender contestants for Drag Race franchise? Do you think they actually have a bigger advantage over other contestants? Let me hear your thoughts.
Just for episode 1, and she's the one that wore the half moon, right? Is that Vanessa?
Yes, that's right. Okay. Yes, to the moon. That's what everyone's singing about. Yeah.
Well, I have to say that for one, I love Drag Race Holland. I like that it's in a different language and has a different feel, a different culture to it. Some references that the queens did that the judges just did not get, even though the rest of us, the rest of us who know, like, let's say American, gay movies and such, the references just get to us right straight away. But then somehow it was quite lost on the judges last year. So hopefully this year they'll be more tuned in to what the contestants are trying to do. Yeah.
And speaking of which, right, do you think that Fred, the host of Drag Race Holland, is a lot more polished? There's something different about the drag, right? It's so much more polished compared to
he's still bitchy.
Season 1. But still bitchy, but funny at the same time. Yeah.
Silence! Okay.
I don't know what they're saying. But...
I think that it's great that it has come a long way from the early days of Drag Race when Ru used to have she-male, and that was taken off because it was very offensive, to trans people. And then to now, they even changed the intro tune from May the Best Woman Win to the Best Drag Queen Win. So I think it has progressed, and I think that having people who are trans be featured on the show, they have their own set of struggles. So the thing is, because like Kylie has shared before, I believe that Kylie has shared before, being someone who is trans and having, even though people think that having boobs and all the parts, means that they cut their preparation in half, but actually they have even more struggle because there's this general stigma from the audience that people who are transitioned to become female and do drag, they have they feel that they have an unfair advantage to the rest of the people who do drag shows. So having them on the show actually goes to prove that the drag community is such a huge spectrum that it doesn't just involve guys dressing up as girls, but it also, like what Gottmik has proven, it can be girls who become guys and then after that dress up as girls. And then now we have Kylie, we have Rebecca, everyone. So it's like it shows that it's very inclusive. So I think this is a great thing to go in the direction of.
Yeah, speaking of which, I do agree with you at some point, John. I think also the very fact that some people fail to realize that, trans, just because you're trans, right, doesn't mean that you have an unfair advantage ahead. Like, there's one particular episode whereby one of the contestants, Tabitha, was saying that, it's like, it's especially imagine that you're participating in 100 meters swimming relay, and then you turn around, you see Aquaman in front of you. So it was a kind of a funny joke reference. But again, Ernest, coming back to you, right? We're saying that for trans, why some people will having issues whereby they're saying that because for trans women, they already have so-called enhanced breasts. They already have their so-called lip fillers. So, and they already have their hips widened. So in a way that they don't need to spend time putting on their breastplates or stuffing their bras or literally wearing padding. On top of that, especially for those ladies who did up their face, right? They're just able to do their makeup so fast compared to the actual boys who need to spend some time. So what is your take on that? Do you think that is considered like an unfair advantage, or maybe they have a head start?
Okay, take it from someone that has run beauty contests for both male and female.
Yes.
If you do Miss Universe like I have, or Supermodel of the World, all of them are female. But are you going to say one has an advantage over the other? It's just as difficult. All I'm going to say is, as a trans, all right, because you want to be of a certain gender, the advantage is for years you have already set yourself to be of that body shape. Not just because you have breasts or you have hips, but it's part of life, you already form it. Whereas a lot of the other drags, I want to go out as a male this weekend. See, they have the option. Whereas a trans already is of that. And of course, they don't need to tuck, which is a very big thing, right?
Yes, especially the tucking. There's a lot of them having
the
issues.
tucking,
They say that, you don't need to tuck. So that it's like for us, the guys, right, we need to spend 20 minutes to tuck.
Yeah,
so that's like they give them a head start.
Again, it's still the standard on stage. When it's the standard on stage, your taste, your makeup, your body is just one thing. So you see, the guys can fake the body, but when it's talent and all, you can't fake it. You either do it or you don't have it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The other thing also is a lot when I go Europe, a lot of women do drag, because drag is not a gender. Are they going to allow pure women to be in the contest? Because drag is not a gender. Drag is a style of personification, the dressing up, putting on wigs. And in Europe, a lot of women do it. I know personally in UK, I've gone to drag shows where women do it. But for such a contest, do you think they will allow women to do it?
Like Ernest said, performance ability
And cannot so.
our experience may not be very good because we have higher testosterone levels. So, we have like more strength or more stamina, and we can kind of last longer. Of course, I'm just jumping to conclusions.
Last longer what, Stephen? Okay, so basically my question, will they allow a cis woman to take part in the contest? Because drag is not a gender.
Yeah.
It's like saying, just because you are a trans doesn't mean you want to do drag.
I feel
drag is not a gender. So do you think they will allow a cis woman to take part in the contest?
I think that RuPaul's Drag Race is uniquely positioned as programming for LGBTQ people.
Lesbian woman?
LGBTQ people.
A lesbian woman?
If you actually read... Okay.
Yeah, there's plenty of media for cis women already, So
you tell them that law. You tell the feminists that law. There's already a lot of things for women. My goodness.
Okay, I think argument, Yeah, sorry.
I think can I say something, because I do believe that what RuPaul has also mentioned in his tweets, saying that drag race has always been like a fuck you to masculinity, which means that it's all about males is getting rid of their masculinity and dressing up as to embrace their femininity. So that's what the whole show is all about. It's just glamorizing and empowering femininity and stuff like that. So whether it is like a female impersonation, or basically it's just to do a comedy act of using female characters. So basically it's just about embodiment of female, but just rejecting masculinity. It's just mostly like a big F you. So that's the whole idea. So to have cis women to actually join the contest would be kind of like taking away the context of the surprise ability, because anyway, women can always dress up anytime, and that's why you call pageants what? Beauty pageants.
But remember how when someone dressed up as Whitney and they said the problem is she didn't do drag Whitney. She did interview for some show Whitney. So drag is not dressing up as a woman.
Drag is an expression.
Yes.
Because if you notice that a lot of the times it's not about how fishy the queens are.
Yeah.
You know how womanly they look, but like how they express themselves. I mean, in a lot of cases, you can see even with the spin-off shows like Drag You or Drag Magnificent, you know, where they drag up women. And it's
the drag celebrities, right? Remember?
It's like
the three celebrities. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Vanessa Williams. I remember the episode. That was
honestly, does Kimchi look like a woman?
So that's why I was saying, I was agreeing with Ernest that drag is like an expression. It's a level of expression. So it's like a different level. So like what Ernest was saying about how Whitney Houston, when they did it, it should be a drag version. Or like recently Pandora did
Sex in the City.
Yeah,
Sex in the City girl. Yeah.
Kim Cattrall.
Yeah,
Kim Cattrall.
It should be a drag version of Kim Cattrall.
Well, which is why when I see Kylie Sonique, you know, with her, it's very clear. There's a very clear difference when she's out of drag and when she's in drag. You know, so even though she presents fully as a woman out of drag, you know, when she's in drag, you can see that it's a big difference. The hair color, the makeup is a lot more intense. The costuming,
exactly. Yeah. So in the end of the day, right, drag is not just about enhancing your womanhood. It's really about, as what RuPaul has mentioned, your CUNT, your charisma, uniqueness, nerves, and talent. That's really what it matters. Because ultimately, end of the day, right, you can be a trans woman, but if you don't show up any of these four qualities, there's only so far you can make. For that being said, right, moving on to the next topic of trans itself, let's talk about Kylie Sonic Love, especially what Stephen mentioned about Kylie, right? Do you think that she was in danger this week? Basically, when she was like almost, it wasn't the fact that if they were all of them were the bottom, if you're not the top, you're the bottom. So Raja, we all know that Raja won. So literally, like the four of them, the rest of the four were in the bottom. So, but do you think that if the four is not in the bottom, do you think Kylie Sonic Love would have been the bottom too?
Can I just ask?
I'm trying to remember what she wore. Hold on.
She wore the witch.
What did you guys think?
I liked it.
I love the dress.
Misbehave.
I like it.
I liked it.
A lot of personality.
Okay. Honestly, I just want to say something. Maybe it's just me. Yeah. But who is the one who won?
Raja,
right? I couldn't understand a word he was saying. Honestly, I couldn't understand a word he was saying.
Really?
It was no. Maybe I don't know. He was trying to rap thing or what, but I couldn't understand. You know what he was saying.
Honestly,
but for me, I get it because basically, why Michelle and what's his name, Ross Matthews, right? Actually, find that the whole entire delivery of the description of his drag thoughts is actually got a sense of rhythm. So RuPaul kind of felt that, you know, it gives a kind of a sense of rhythm. It's almost like rapping. Again, maybe some of us might not be able to grasp it, but I think Raja kind of like, and the very fact that she listened to RuPaul and changed her name, which also maybe that could be a gimmick that what got her to win.
Wait,
I mean, let's be honest, her drag was actually fantastic this week. I like
who was the one that did the catwalk? The first one?
Trinity, DKB.
You know what I'm very surprised that no one mentioned? I wish she wore heels.
She wore heels?
I wish she wore heels. She wasn't wearing heels. You are a cat. You are teaching drag catwalk. You are you know what I mean? She wasn't wearing heels.
Oh, actually, I didn't notice that. Thanks for pointing it out. Really, I didn't notice that. I was paying attention to the tail.
Heels. You know, you're teaching catwalk and you don't wear heels.
Fair enough, yeah.
Very strange. Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I don't find TKB's drag stand out this week. I mean, yeah, she did a very nice job for like recreating from scratch. But you know, Kat, I think as has been done, I think I've seen it before, in my opinion.
And
Yeah.
again, no heels.
I have to say that the ones that I like the most are Kylie's and Ginger's actually.
Speaking of which, right? If Eureka mentioned that Ginger's was actually the weakest because basically her drag is very basic. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think, but but one thing, what Ginger stands out is because her description of her, what was her drag thoughts name again? Tyra Bell, is it? Tarabelle, right? Okay.
And her fairy godmother is Laura Bell.
Okay, maybe that's the reason why got her to be safe, that kind of stuff. Because her drag was actually quite basic. It wasn't stand out. That's what Eureka's thought, lah. I mean, I can tend to agree with her. But speaking of Eureka, do you think she kind of lacked the,
I thought that her makeup this week was amazing, actually. Like, and
I totally agree.
It so well with the fabric.
I find that she actually really got eyelashes and eyeliners, which the previous Maxi challenge, right? She never even put eyeliner at all, which I'm wondering why.
And her image this year as the witch, right? Can you imagine it as a cute little fat doll? I can. Honestly, I can.
Yeah.
Because you see the others that came to judge? I can imagine Eureka's with the pointed, because she broke the shape already. So she's the pointed hat, and then that scroll thing, and then as a fat witch. I think it's so wonderful as a little doll, as a
she gave me the Snow White evil queen.
Yes, I think it was very good. And then
it was simple, it's nice.
Yeah.
Actually, she's kind of nice. Actually, when people say that her drag was very, very simplified, I'm not saying that I totally disagree, but I find that it's very simple because I feel the simplicity, and I really respected Eureka's drag this season because she gone the simplicity look, which is like compared to previous seasons, right? Her drag was so out of the way, like complicated, but she literally simplified and she actually embraced the whole persona of less is more. And I kind of and I look at the whole queen outfit, I really want to squeeze her. She's like so cuddly, like a teddy bear. I want to squeeze her to bed.
If you ask me, the weakest was the TKB.
TKB,
I didn't like the cat. The cat. First of all, not only the heels, but don't forget, everyone was a human character. Was she supposed to be a human character or an animal? I didn't know.
Right.
It was very confusing. Don't forget, this is for the cartoon. Are you going to make a human that dresses up like a cat, or you're going to make a cat character? Again, she was very confusing with her character.
So speaking of which, so in your opinions, right, I think the bottom two should have been maybe Eureka and TKB, right? So no,
I didn't like the winner.
To pick the bottom two,
I didn't like the.
Really? Okay.
Again, as an artist, I don't. If I want to make them all into dolls, that's what I do.
That's true.
Them into dolls. The cat and the winner. Because you know why? Her colors were very muted.
Oh,
right.
I like the purples though, but I have an issue. Okay, the reason why she put those eyes, right? I'm so sorry for those of you who are watching this, right? For those of you who are trypophobia, you will know what I'm talking about. Yes. Oh my God, when I look at those eyes, my skin was crawling. I'm like, oh my God, I really want to close my eyes and look. But other than that, I actually love the purple makeup. Her makeup was impeccable. I like her wig. I mean, I can see where her concept goes, but yeah, I can see where you feel that it's muted.
But the shape was of a sexy woman. That's it, you see. The shape was of a sexy woman. That's it.
Yeah. Or maybe it's also another judge's way of trying to make her the winner so that they want to get rid of Eureka for some drama.
And don't forget, if you make her into a doll, all this is about merchandising, right?
Correct.
Yes. She's going to look like a doll who has
with a lot of
rash.
eyes. I know. I'm so sorry. Don't you agree? Oh my God, like all the eyes, right? When she was getting to dress for her lip sync, right? And then she was putting the lip sync. Then I saw all the eyes on the glove. I don't know. if anyone out there can agree with me, leave your comments down below. Seriously, those eyes are giving me the creeps. I'm feeling my skin is
It's
crawling.
not like Damontes or what, like it's not like little. It's basically gonna look like, oh dear, this girl has a disease. She's breaking out in hives, or she has pimple on her arms. You know, she has very bad acne problem.
Yes.
If you're gonna make it into a doll, that's it.
And then imagine all the kids will be so frightened, right?
Yeah.
You see all the eyes. It's actually quite gross, seriously. You just imagine like you're watching some alien movie, then you have all the eyes. Come on, doesn't that give you the creeps? Like,
especially in Singapore, they say very chak, right? Very, what do you call it? What? Very,
not chap.
very
Yeah, but it's like, imagine like, all the holes in your palms. Oh, it's quite gross. Like you feel.
Jonathan, there's a horror movie coming out like that, where she will just grow holes in her arms. Okay.
I'm thinking of trypophobia, right? It's just like the same thing as you look at those lotus seeds with the holes. Oh my god, I think that one is literally that's horror. That's horror movie.
I've got a friend who
101.
has trypophobia. He can't look at a sponge.
Well, okay, maybe self-confessional right now. I have trypophobia.
You're trypophobia.
So please don't send me any trypophobia out there. You've been warned.
I'm going to send something on our group chat.
And speaking of which, I mean, trypophobia has been linked to the current pandemic disease that we are experiencing at the moment. And speaking of which, right, it's like this whole restrictions and stuff like that has been getting quite a lot of frustrations and listlessness among people around the world, especially as such, right? How many of you have actually gone through with your social media if you have seen like people are partying right now, they're involved in the clubs, they're shirtless and they're partying right now, they're in enclosed spaces without wearing masks. I do not know how dangerous it is because I've asked a few friends and then some of them actually said, it's okay, as long as we're vaccinated, we are okay, we're safe. But how safe can you be? Because right now, I know of so many cases whereby people are COVID positive even after they're vaccinated. So what is your take on that?
Okay, wait. They are COVID positive and sick? Or just COVID
after
positive?
They're vaccinated.
Yeah. No, it's been proven that you still can get it. But they say when you get it and you're vaccinated, it's not fatal. That's what they say. Although it's been proven wrong. All right.
Yeah.
So the thing is that, are they vaccinated and positive and no, everything is okay? Or are they vaccinated, positive, and still having the side effects?
Some of them. Some of them actually, like, they experience symptoms even after vaccination. Then they went to see a doctor. Then after that, they were tested positive. One such case of this Malaysian celebrity, I cannot remember her name, but we can say it out loud later on, or I will definitely put it on the text, the screen above. It's literally, she was like, she has symptoms, and then the next thing she knows that she was suffering from some heavy symptoms after vaccination, right? And then discovered her second test came up positive, and the next day she died, which was very, very crazy. And that obviously sent a lot of anti-vaxxers into a frenzy because they say, you see, the theories have been proven right. In the end,
there was a minister who died also, right? There was a minister in Malaysia who died after this conference, and then he got sick and then he died. So well, as you all know, I have to cancel my trip to UK next month for my graduation. But you look at UK, there are no restrictions. The football matches, everyone is yay together. Everything is together, and my graduation will be held in the stadium. So it's very confusing. And in states, in US, a lot of the states have no, like, where's the party in Miami, right? Is the party in Miami?
In Chicago as well.
Chicago. So,
New York.
All our friends.
It's very frustrating.
It's frustrating, but then I hear reports of people getting sick still rising. So it depends on what the news wants to sort of like publicize.
So if that's the case, right, why aren't the government, or are there restrictions from allowing this event, or parties or whatever thing to continue? Because it's such a case, that this is such a case, then shouldn't be the so-called the government or the mayors or whatever, the legislator be doing something about it.
Because a lot of countries don't run their country like the way our government does. Which one gives fines? Which one sends
Obviously
you
lah.
to jail? Which country doesn't have human rights?
But I also don't feel like I need to hold myself back, in order to accommodate those people who decide not to do so. Yeah, of course. Then I am also taking the risk myself. I'm also taking the risk of having some unknown long-term consequences, or having some like heart disease, or like risk being magnetic, or having some microchip injected into my bloodstream. I'm taking that risk myself, but that's something that I'm willing to take, and of course then I feel that I should deserve the rewards that come along with it. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Three points I want to make. Okay, number one, being like Steven Singer, we are all into like you, AJ, and even Jonathan. If they think that the vaccine is so good, why do you have to take the vaccine and then still wear the mask? Right? Wait. One. Number two, okay? Do you know I have family members who have cancer and therefore cannot take the jab? I have an elderly mother who is on a breathing machine and her heart can't take the vaccine, right?
So that's fully understandable,
Yes,
if you can't take the vaccine because
so
of the
I have the vaccine. And if you are telling me that because of the vaccine, my symptoms won't show so much, I'm more worried that I am a silent carrier. Sometimes I wish that if I got the C word, that I had the symptoms and I know, and I won't go and visit my mom, I won't go and visit my sister. Now I'm scared that if I get it, I don't know, and I go and meet them and pass it to them. So this is the note of when you have the vaccine and you don't know. And don't ask me to take my ART test every day because it's ridiculous. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, for example, if you're in the office, someone starts sneezing, coughing, have fever, oh, you're sick, go home. At least you know when someone is sick. I want to know when I'm sick. I don't want to know that I am a silent carrier. You understand?
Oh, totally understandable. And that's where I totally agree with you on this, which is why our government has recently came out with the ruling for those people who are unvaccinated to go for the ART test. So that being said, also, I have a friend whom I'm supposed to meet for coffee today, but unfortunately, due to the fact that he has not got his second vaccine, right, so I'm not allowed to patronize air-conditioned place, even food courts. Right now are holding these restrictions, and they are also giving those people who are not fully vaccinated to produce a slip that is not just from the ART test, it's actually from the doctor's recommendation taken within 12 hours, which you have to pay $20 per test in order for you to able to enter the premises, which means that you have to pay $20. So for those people who are unvaccinated, this is the so-called inconvenience you guys have to go through. As an awareness out there, this is not the fact that, for those people who are vaccinated, then we have to take the test whatsoever. But for those people, even right now, in my working place as well, there are one particular individual who's supposed to do the filming shoot. He's not going to take the vaccinator for personal reason. He and his family do not believe in the vaccine. But the inconvenience that he has to go through is to take the ART test wherever he comes for shoot. So that's on the onus on his. It's not about us anymore. For those of us, we take the vaccine. That is how we're just going to go through life as normal. Even though if we got it, we don't show symptoms. That's how it is.
Also, don't forget, there's an incubation period. If touch wood, I caught it yesterday, I take the test today, I will be negative,
Yeah.
But I'm a carrier. I got it. You see the problem with that? It's not that I catch it straight away, I will be shown as a positive. So I can take, how many of them discovered they are positive only during the stay home notice? That means they come back, they have taken the test, everything is negative, and then
exactly
incubation period. So what? You cannot take it every 12 hours, man. You cannot take the art test every day.
Yeah, exactly. Just like this is the reason why when I had this cases of this friend who literally went to Mexico, right? Did not even take the test, but then when he was in Mexico for 2 weeks and he came back from Mexico, and then after that, he got the fever symptoms, and then on Monday he was, he discovered that he was COVID positive, and then the doctor that he went to see, right, to telling him, said that, oh, as long as he's been quarantined for 10 days, he does not have to go to work. But then after 10 days, if he doesn't show any symptoms, he can go back to work. I'm thinking, wait a minute, why could you go back to work or go back to school if, let's say, after 10 days you show no symptoms, means everything's okay? That's totally misinformation. I question the US, what kind of CDC are you? Like, literally, you're not being consistent. And the whole entire controversy of, I'm sure you've heard in the news, right? Government Como has the scandal of actually sending thousands to nursing homes who are COVID positive, and he's trying to cover himself. Apart from the fact that he's now being forced to resign due to the scandal of him sexually harassing women, that's another issue. But a lot of people are more angry with him for the fact of actually sending, COVID positive patients to nursing homes and thinking, saying that, oh, as long as they don't show symptoms, right, it's not going to matter. So all this misinformation is so misleading. It's very heartbreaking to hear this, to be honest with you. Yeah.
There's this still miscommunication and misinformation about the third jab. Who took Pfizer?
Me?
Who took Pfizer? Pfizer, you? No, yours is Moderna.
Moderna.
As a gentleman of a certain age, Pfizer is the only option. Let's just
Okay,
say.
so now, is Pfizer's the only option?
I don't know. To me, it doesn't make a difference because I took Moderna.
Oh, because mine was at Polyclinic, so Ang Mo Kio Polyclinic was just giving that you couldn't choose. All I'm saying is that now they're saying that Pfizer, you need a third jab. But the thing is that they said now they realized the vaccine only lasts a few months, so you have to do a booster one. Then they started asking, can you switch brands? Do you know the specialists are still debating on, do you have to take the same one or can you switch brands? Because if I were to think about my side effect, which I had, I hated it. 1 week of throwing up. 1 week of throwing up and being useless is terrible.
I have to say I barely experienced any side effects.
I had a bit of a side effects. Mine is just mostly running nose and sniffles and stuff like that. I have a little bit of temperature, but there's nothing much. I just take Panadols is what the doctor has prescribed. So
I had a slight fever that day, and the next
I was awful. And then when I checked with the doctors about my side effect, I hate it because all of them say, oh, it's good. That means it's working and all that. I said, fuck working, because I hate feeling so bad. Fuck this shit. What? It's working. So is this supposed to be normal for people that take the vaccine, that to feel like shit?
Well, what I did was that I took extra vitamins. So like the supplements that I take every day, right? I took extra, and I feel that may be what made the difference for me. Yeah, because you have to increase your immunity, to fight the new virus.
No, but they say that if you feel like shit for the side effects, it's a good sign. You go and ask around. They say it's a good sign. They say your body, that means it's healthy and it's fighting for your body. That's why I said I got very confused. It's a good thing that I feel like shit. And then the doctor kept quiet.
Would you treat it as an opportunity to lose weight, maybe? Calories.
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, those symptoms are probably just
voluntary, right? No, seriously, it was like awful. No, it's the
vomiting is good for weight loss.
No.
It's proven.
Not in
Tell that to Karen. Okay. Anyway.
Karen.
This shouldn't be encouraged, but it's proven to be effective.
No lah. I rather the other.
You don't have a badge. Why are you talking to me?
Yeah. Okay. So,
anyway, on the note, right? Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure, and we had a fabulous time. And despite no matter what, we're living in this turmoil times, we can just hope and pray, and hopefully that this thing will bypass as quickly as possible. And for those of you out there, do try to stay safe. If you're not vaccinated, do wear your mask and take the test as much as you can. So that's all we have for you today, and we really appreciate you this time for spending time with us. We hope to see you again next week. And this time, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.
And if there's any special topics that you want discussed, please put it down as well.
So from all of us at Scandal Panel, we wish you a great week ahead. And remember, always stay scandalized. Bye.
Bye.